Thank you very much. Okay, so we can deduce from that passage that for Ruth to have decided to follow Naomi back to Bethlehem after the death of her husband and not say, okay, let me stay back and see if I can get another man to marry and then raise a family, because if she's following Naomi back to Bethlehem, there is really a little chance of hope that she might raise a family again, right? But I want to believe that Naomi would have been very, very nice to her for her to make that kind of sacrifice. She wouldn't have been a mother-in-law that gave her trouble in her husband's house. And I want to believe also that Ruth too would have been a very pleasant wife for Naomi to eventually agree for her to follow her back to Bethlehem. The lesson introduction: Christian couples are expected to live according to the dictates of God's word. For instance, the Bible tells us that a man should leave his parents and cleave to his wife. This shows that a line must be drawn between the families from which both partners originated from and the new family the couple is building. However, the Bible admonishes us to honor our parents and do good to all men, especially the members of our household. You find that in Galatians 6:10. It should be noted that in-laws are people related to us by marriage, and we should deal with them with godly wisdom. So quickly we go to the outlines. The first one says, build a cordial relationship. Build a cordial relationship. And is a question and answer outline. So the question says, what should Christian couples do to build a cordial relationship with their in-laws? So I think I will give the Bible passages out, and you have to read them and tell me what Christian couples should do from that passage to develop cordial relationship with their in-laws. So let's read Romans 12:10 and 16. Romans 12 rather, 10 and 16. Who will read for me? Hello? Please, can you read it? Do you have a Bible? You don't have a Bible. Sister Florence, do you have a Bible? Romans 12, 10 and 16. 12. Yes. Yeah. Yes, 16. No, 16. Yeah. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. So what do you think Christian couples should do from that passage? I'll be from the verses you have read. Okay, we should not be judgmental. Yes. As evil. Okay. So we should not be judgmental means, okay, so sometimes when people do things, don't preempt them. Don't try to read meanings into things that they are doing or what they have done. Avoid preconceptions. Avoid preconceptions. Don't have a biased perspective of your in-laws. Be open and free in your dealings with them. You know, sometimes because of what we have gone through or what our other family members have experienced in their marriages, or maybe colleagues at work and friends, we now have a kind of preconception or bias towards our in-laws. So we now say, okay, this is how mothers-in-law behave, and this is how daughters-in-law, and we carry that belief into our marriage. So it can be disastrous. Then the second one, avoid acting like strangers. Avoid acting like strangers. Do well to let your in-laws see you as another child of theirs and not a stranger. I remember it was, I think, Pastor Mildred Okonkwo that was listening to our sermon. And she was saying, somebody was asking a question that, okay, that our husband's mother, that's our mother-in-law, asked for a certain amount of money. And I think maybe they didn't want to, she did not want the husband to give her or something. There was a kind of a rift in the family. So Pastor Mildred was correcting that woman that it shouldn't be that my mother-in-law needs money. It should be our mother needs money. So how are we going to provide the money? How are we going to make provision to ensure that we can send the money to her? So don't refer, or how will I say it now? So don't always have this mother-in-law mentality. So you two should think my husband's mother is also my mother, and the husband too should know that his wife's mother is also his mother. So that will help us develop a cordial relationship with them. Then the next one says, avoid damaging rules. I want someone to open to Colossians 4:6. Colossians 4:6. Can we move to the front, please? Let's move to the front so that you can hear me. Colossians 4:6. If you are there, please read. Oh, yeah, read now. Okay, you are reading, ma. Yeah. Hallelujah. Colossians 4:6. Yes. Thank you very much. Paul was admonishing us in that scripture that we should season our speech with salt. Our speech should be gracious. So our words should not hurt. Our words should not tear people down. Our words should not demean people. And if we know that, okay, our emotions are running wild and you are not able to apply grace and salt to what you want to say, I think it's better we keep quiet and wait until we have a grip on our emotions before we say whatever we want to say. And we can even seek help. For example, I am a very blunt person. So I say things as they are, and sometimes they hurt. And I'm not even aware that I'm hurting the person I'm talking about. So usually, if it's something that is not spontaneous, I usually ask my husband, I want to tell this person something, and I want to say it like this. How does it sound to your ear? And usually he will tell me, no, don't say it like that. Say it like this, say it like this. So if we just say things the way they appear to us, to our in-laws, it's usually going to cause rift. So I think we should always apply grace and add salt to our speech. And we can't do that at any point in time. We keep quiet until we are able to do it. Then the next one says, treat in-laws as important people, exhibit maturity and patience with them, and avoid strife. Okay? So, and this goes both ways, whether they are in-laws from the husband's family or from the wife's family. I know usually the honor is more on the husband's family, with the husband's family, but I think it's something that should be on both sides of the marriage. So the wife's families too, family members, they deserve honor. The same way the husband's family members, they deserve honor. Then we are encouraged to remain humble and exercise mutual submission. We should always seek peace and pursue it. Romans 12:18. Can we have someone read Romans 12:18? Yes. So the Bible is saying that as much as you have the power, not as much as you have the power, as much as it is under your control, live at peace with everyone, everybody, every individual. As much as it's in your hand, live at peace with everyone, and that includes our in-laws. And that will mean sometimes we have to be more tolerant. It will mean that we have to be more patient. It will mean also that sometimes we have to be more endurant for us to live with peace with everyone. Okay, so there is a class activity here, but I want us to run through lesson outline 2 before we go to the class activities because of time. So the second one is the thin line. The thin line. In-laws too should show cordial relationship to their son and daughter-in-law using the following guidelines. One, they should avoid external interference in the affairs of the couple and allow them build godly home. Okay, so this means that family members of both sides shouldn't give unsolicited advice. They shouldn't intervene or interfere unnecessarily in the affairs of this new couple. If they require advice, I'm sure they will come to them. And even when you have given them advice, don't force them to follow the advice. They are adults, right? So they will weigh the advice you have given them. Maybe they've even sought advice from other people too. Maybe they are pastors or their colleagues or at work or whoever. So they will weigh the various suggestions that they've had and they will make their own decisions. So because you are offering advice doesn't mean they will have to follow your advice and end up making that decision in favor of the advice you have given them. Then they should give the couple counsel and support them with prayers without necessarily imposing their views. I've already said this. So even if you feel, okay, so this advice I have given is the right one, and you can sense that this man or this woman wants to still do things our way and not follow your advice, then you can talk to God in prayer about it. God made all of us, right? And he knows how to hit each one of us where it pinches most. So instead of imposing your views and then causing a rift between you and either the husband or the wife, you talk to God about it. They should allow the married couple to take their own decisions as responsible adults. Okay. So now we go to the lesson, the class activities, sorry. So why do we think some couples do not build cordial relationships with their in-laws? Why? You want to say something, ma? Oh, you want to say something? Oh, can we move to the front? I said it before now. Oh, them boy. Can we move to the front? Why do we think some couples they do not build cordial relationship with their in-laws? Why do we think so? Why do we think so? Why do we think it's difficult for couples to have cordial relationship with their in-laws? With their in-laws. Why do we think so? Why do we think we have rifts, we have issues, fights, displeasure, all those things? Yes, more commonly. Yeah. Why? Yeah. 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 And the mother. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yes, in fact, you are very correct. Yes, ma. You want to add something? You want to say something too? Yes, ma. Okay, I said that. Why is it that there is no cordial relationship between in-laws and couples? You want to say something too? Okay. Yes. Yes, ma. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm. Yeah. Educated. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much, ma. Do you still want to say something? Okay. 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 Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's our son. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So I think what should happen is that all young women should know that one day they will become mothers in law too. If you have a son, you will become a mother-in-law too. And if you have a son, like I have a son now, and I tell myself and tell people that there is no one that can love my son the way I love him, not even his wife. And that's the truth. Not even his wife. And that's the truth. That's, that's, that's the truth. Okay, so what I'm saying is that when no one can love you more than your parents, except God. If you leave God and Jesus as human beings, okay, so with exceptions, I know some parents are bad. I mean, fathers that abuse their children, they definitely don't love their children, right? But normally, in every normal circumstance, your parents love you the most. So there's no woman that can love my son the way I love him. And I'll be joking, I'll be deceiving myself if I say that I love my husband the same way his mother loves him. It's not possible. So if wives, they realize that this woman that you call your mother-in-law loves her son dearly, and you understand the point from which she is coming, because she doesn't want anything bad to happen to her son. For example, if you are a woman that's, I know some women, they are very extravagant, and she sees that the way you are squandering money, her son might not be able to do things that he's supposed to do, maybe make investments or buy houses or whatever. Of course, she won't keep quiet. And then you will say she's interfering in your marriage. So I think young women too, fine. Mothers-in-law, they should draw the line and apply wisdom, draw their daughters-in-law to themselves and show love. But wives too, they should realize that this woman loves her son. And if anything happens to that son, she will be more hurt than you that you are the wife. You can get another husband. She will never be able to get another son like her son. So young women or wives, they should have that at the back of their minds and then relate with their mothers-in-law from that angle, and not just say she's wicked, she's too interfering, she's always coming here or whatever. So that's what I believe, what I think. Then the second one says, why do you think some parents like to impose their views on their sons and daughters-in-law? Why do we think so? Oh, I said parents. Why do you think they want to impose their views on their sons and their daughters-in-law? So they want to say, this is what you should do. This is what you should not do. Why do you think so? Yes, ma. You want to talk? Okay. 15. Wow. Your mother-in-law. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. That's true. Family. Thank you very much, ma. I'm coming. Yes.
I think the reason why they like to,
I hope you can hear him. Okay. Oh, yeah.
why they want to impose their view on their marriage is because they feel that they are better experienced.
Yes.
They are just young couples.
Yeah. Thank you very much. They feel that they are wiser. If you're a Yoruba person here, you know there's a proverb that says, what an elder sees sitting down. Even you as a child, if you stay on top of the palm tree, you will never see it. You will never see it. Yes, you wanted to say something.
Praise God.
Yeah,
I
hallelujah.
think sometimes it's because of culture and tradition.
Mm.
The mother-in-law's family, the husband's family has a pattern and a way they follow.
Do
So when you
things.
come in, they feel like you're supposed to follow their pattern and their culture. Praise God.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I would like to say that in rounding out, I would like to say that sometimes they can be right. They can be right. And I think that's why I'm saying that even the parents, they should pray about it. Instead of using force, because using force to impose your views might scatter the marriage and break the home. So I think we should employ we should exercise spiritual authority in the place of prayer when we want to impose our views and not do it by force. And like I said, sometimes they can be right. Let me give you a practical, personal example. There is this brother of mine who wanted to get married many years ago. And my father likes his son to stay around him. Okay? So he now told his intended daughter-in-law now that she will be staying in our house, in one of the flats. Not the same flat that my parents are, but in one of the flats. And she said, no, that is not possible. That she quoted the Bible. That the Bible said you should leave and cleave, right? That you cannot, that they are not going to stay there. You know, and my husband was like, she shouldn't have said that. that it was rude to have said it to my father. And I said, even me, I can say the same thing. That it's right that they go and start their family, aside uh, interference or intervention from other family members so that they can be alone and then build their families together. But right now, if I have to turn back the hands of time, I would have insisted that they stay in the same compound with my father, in hindsight. So that's what I'm saying. So sometimes they might be right. Just saying no to their advice or to their views might be our own downfall at the end of the day. So even as Christians, if they are praying to impose their views, I think we too should pray so that we will be guided by God if we're supposed to take their advice. If we're supposed to take their advice or not. Okay? So in summary, both the couples and in-laws have crucial roles to play in maintaining cordial relationship. And Christian couples must relate with their in-laws in love, both as light as and salt of the world. We should live at peace with them and remain humble at all times. Do you have any questions before we pray? You want to ask question, ma? Okay. Yes.